Walgreens had a 50-year dividend history and at one point a dividend yield of 9%. Then investors lost 60% in 1 year. At the end of 2023, Walgreens looked like a decent stock for income. It was yielding around 9%, while 10-year Treasury bonds were only at 4.5%. They had paid dividends for half a century, so this was really attractive for income investors. Then in January of 2024, Walgreens slashed its dividend by 48%. The stock collapsed down 60% for the year, and investors who thought they were getting a 9% income lost more than half of their money instead. In fact, most ultra-high yield investments have flat or negative total returns after you account for the falling stock price. This is what's called a yield trap. Now, here's what happened. Walgreens' high yield wasn't a sign of strength, it was a sign of distress. Remember, yield is what a stock pays you divided by its stock price. So when a stock's yield gets unusually high, it's often because the stock price has fallen so much. The market is telling you something's wrong. And this isn't just the case with individual stocks. Some ETFs pay high yields by using leverage, where they borrow money or use options to juice the returns. But leverage cuts both ways. It can destroy your capital just as easily as it grows it. Here's what the data actually shows. Investors chasing the highest yields often sacrifice growth. Over the past 20 years, stocks with moderate yields, somewhere in the 3 to 5% range, not the highest, actually outperformed. And dividend growth stocks beat high yield stocks by delivering lower income but higher capital appreciation. A good example is the S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrats. It returned 11.1% annually over the last 30 years versus 10.5% for the broader market and with lower volatility. So income matters. It helps you stick to your plan during tough markets, but the total return of your portfolio is what builds wealth, and that's dividends plus growth plus interest. It's the net profit of your portfolio. To put it simply, and to state the obvious, a sustainable 3% yield that grows beats an unsustainable 10% yield that collapses. So before you invest in a high-yielding product, ask, why is this yield so high and can they sustain it? And if you're too focused on yield, remember what you're giving up. I'm Nick Sapienza. Subscribe to Ownership for more stories on investors' biggest mistakes.